Joy Anna Duggar's husband admits to breaking courtship rules. Fans of the Duggar family know just how strict their courtship rules are. Physical affection is strictly prohibited, and they also require chaperones. But in a new interview, Joy Anna Duggar's husband, Austin Forsyth, seemed to reveal they skirted around the rules. With so many children in the Duggar family, most fans suspect at least a few of the couples engaged in premarital relations to some degree. After all, even kissing is forbidden in serious courtships. The goal is to ultimately preserve all forms of physical affection for marriage. But did Joy Anna and Austin break those rules? Joy and Austin's breaking courtship rules confirmed, one Reddit user posted on the platform recently. First, since this is a snark community, let me be clear, I listened to Duggar and Jeremy's interview with Austin, and came away finding Jerm even more insufferable than before. Anyway, Austin talked about Justin being his and Joy's chaperone. Austin admitted he would tell Justin to go into another room or go sit in the truck so he and Joy could talk. I am not saying they broke all the rules, but this seems to confirm what some of us believe, that they did more than hold hands prior to marriage, the OP continued. Some make-out session or something had to have happened to get Joy all horned up that she announced at the wedding that she and Austin would be leaving so. Overall, it's tough to say exactly what happened. Unless Austin or Joy Anna directly confirms what happened before their wedding ceremony, fans can only speculate at this point. Some Duggar fans thought the interview confirmed rules were broken, while others weren't so certain. Over the years, Duggar News followers have seen many Duggar kids settle down and start new lives with their significant others. Well, Joy Anna's journey hasn't been any different. She and Austin Forsyth courted when they were 19 and 23, respectively. They have built an amazing life for themselves since then and have 3 kids they are looking after. Joy Anna and Austin are also popular in the reality TV realm. Despite their show's cancellations, they are often seen starring in different podcasts. But this time around, the couple ended up being stars in their own family member's podcast. Duggar and Jeremy invited them over, and things got a bit emotional. Joy Anna had a tearful moment when she heard her husband say something. Duggar News, Joy Anna left Austin Forsyth and their kids. Everyone has been seeing a new side to Joy Anna Duggar these days. She has been using her social media space to capture the moments when she just isn't with her family. While her husband and kids make up most of her social media content, Joy Anna ensures she dedicates time to herself. In a new post, she talked about leaving Arkansas, but Joy Anna also said it was temporary and also for a trip with her girlfriends to Colorado. They went earlier this January to experience some snow. Well, Duggar News followers were glad to see her spend some me time instead of abiding by the toxic IBLP conditioning that urges women to always be homemakers and submissive to their husbands. Duggar News, why was Joy Anna crying? What did her husband, Austin Forsyth, do? It's been 8 years since Joy Anna and Austin walked down the aisle and said "I do" to one another. Since then, they have had 3 kids and focused on building a better life. They are also very close to the rest of their siblings, especially Duggar and Jeremy Duggar. So the latter invited them to their podcast, The Duggar and Jeremy Show. When it comes to dating one of Jim Bob Duggar's daughters, we've heard plenty about just how strict his courtship rules can be. Because the children of the family date with the intent to marry the person they're courting, Jim Bob thoroughly vets any man who has been interested in one of his girls, and even once they get his seal of approval, they have to follow his guidelines. But now, Austin Forsyth is coming clean. He and Joy didn't follow those rules quite as closely as her dad would have liked. This week, Hannah and Jeremiah Duggar's youngest daughter, Brielle, celebrated her first birthday. Now, thanks to her proud aunt's birthday post, we know Brielle's exact birthday, and as it turns out, she happens to share the day with one of her older cousins. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar have dozens of grandchildren at this point, so honestly, we'd be surprised if this is the only pair of Duggar grandchildren who will share a birthday. This year is a big one when it comes to Duggar babies. Not only did Jed and Katie Duggar welcome their twins last month, but we know that Jinger and Hannah are also expecting. Who will be the next from the 19 kids and counting family to announce? If the latest fan theory is correct, it could be Maddie and Jason Dew, especially after Maddie seemed to drop a hint in her Instagram stories this week. Don't remember us having really big, like, oh no, y'all can't show this or whatever. But we did push back about having Gideon, Forsyth, 31, said of his eldest son's birth on the Wednesday, February 19, episode of the Jinger and Jeremy podcast. I didn't want any film crew there. I took a lot of heat for that. The Duggar family has been in the limelight more than the time they were on TLC since Josh's arrest. Duggar News followers have been staying in the loop with the rest of the family. Some have refused to comment on the situation. Meanwhile, others have continued to live their life without addressing anything about the arrest. This also includes parents Jim, Bob, and Michelle. Since Josh Duggar has been gone, the parents have rarely been in the public eye. Everyone has been curious about the parents. While viewers spot them during big family events, they don't make the effort to do their daily blogs or make social media posts. Well, a viewer recently spotted them with the family at a surprising place. Have they united? Duggar News, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar avoiding the public eye. Duggar News followers were glad when the court announced its guilty verdict regarding Josh Duggar's arrest. Since then, there has been no trace of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar. Even when the family lost their show on TLC, the parents made an effort to write daily blogs and stay in touch with the audience. But it looks like Josh going to jail has affected many things. This includes Jim and Michelle's religious IBLP values and the arrest's impact on their brand. So they have been avoiding the public eye following all the controversies and scandals. Despite this, viewers still get curious about where to get updates about the parents. Well, a fan provided exciting news about the couple and how they have reunited with the family. Duggar News, Jim, Bob, and Michelle enjoying their time on a cruise with their kids. Family reunion? 21 since Josh Duggar's arrest and the release of the Shiny Happy People documentary. A lot of dark things about the family came out. Everyone knows that not all of the family members, such as Jim, Bob, and Michelle Duggar, are on good terms with their family members. They have also been vocal about it. Following these strained bonds, they only get together for big events. However, a Redditor had some massive tea to spill about the Duggars. As there has been no way of getting updates about Jim, Bob, and Michelle, the fans spotted them on a cruise. They said how the couple, along with their kids like Jason and his wife, Jana and her husband, and other siblings like Josie and some other brothers on the cruise ship. Longtime viewers know that IBLP teachings urge their followers to avoid things that are perceived as worldly or indulgent. Hence, it didn't make sense as to why the Duggars were on a cruise. Could it be that even Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar are now giving up on following the strict norms? It's too soon to tell. Fans are hoping they would find out more with time. If there is one Duggar who is always telling her truth, that is the Counting on alum Jinger Duggar Volo. Recently, the former TLC reality TV star and author spoke to Entertainment Tonight about her new book, People Pleaser, where she wrote about breaking free from expectations and growing up in an IBLP cult. She also gave an update on her relationship with her estranged parents Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, and disgraced older brother Josh Duggar during the interview. Although things seem to be going well with her parents, their relationship is still strained. Meanwhile, her relationship with Josh looks non-existent. Growing up in a religious and cult-like family sometimes would result in becoming estranged from your parents, which is also the case for Jinger. However, writing books about your upbringing, like Jinger's new book People Pleaser, could also do more harm than good to close relationships, which is what Jinger experienced following the release of her book with her parents and some of her Duggar siblings. When asked about her parents, she said, "It's complicated. There are definitely difficulties, things that we don't see eye to eye on." Although there is still some tension between Jinger and her parents, Jim Bob and Michelle, there is still love between them. In her interview, she said that she tries to look past the differences she has with her family